Welcome back, folks. I've got another box opening video for you today. It's something a little different. I've opened a fair amount of Union Arena lately over the last few months, almost only because One Piece has kind of just hit the fan. You know, One Piece is almost impossible to get. On release day, you're looking at paying, $250, $280 a box, which is 2-3 times over retail. So I've been looking for other things to collect, and I did come across Union Arena. I can't remember what exactly I've opened on the channel, but I've opened a couple of boxes of Hunter x Hunter, maybe 2 or 3 boxes, maybe 3 or 4 boxes actually of the Kenshin. I did a box of Demon Slayer. I did a box of, in fact, I actually recorded this and then I don't believe I ended up posting it. I'm looking around my room right now to see what it was, because it was, Evangelion. I did buy a box of that and opened it. I think I recorded the video and then got lazy and didn't edit it, but hopefully today this one makes it all the way to the editing table and gets uploaded. But I have a box of Nikke, and this is not the typical Union Arena. Most Union Arena is based around an anime. Nikke, Goddess of Victory, is actually a video game, phone and PC, from what I understand, and it's kind of like mech slash female stuff, maybe similar to Evangelion or Gundam or something like that. And I have opened packs of this. This is my first box, so I've been opening packs just because that's what was readily available, and my local shop actually had the packs going for $4.50 a pack for a while, so I couldn't resist. Every time I'd go in, I'd buy a few packs. And so I do have some loose hits here, if you're curious about what the cards look like. I don't know a whole lot about Union Arena other than, it is Bandai, and so the quality is there. The cards look great. The little star system designates how rare they are, and I think they go up to 3-star rares. I've never gotten anything but a 1-star rare, I believe, but 3-star rares exist, but those are the ones that get up into like hundreds and thousands of dollars if you get a 3-star rare, I believe. But anyway, those are the 4 hits, the starred cards that I've been able to get from loose packs. But today, I'm going to open a whole box and see what we get. I think now, because most of you probably know, if you clicked on this, that Union Arena spans a lot of different IPs. And so there might be different hit rates for different sets, different IPs. But from what I can gather, you're going to get 1 or 2 hits. Most of you know, I forgot, there's always a box topper inside. Most of you know, if you follow me, that I open mostly One Piece, and you usually either get 2 or 3 hits per box. You can get a 2-hit box or a 3-hit box, with the caveat of the newer sets that have been inserting Gold Dawn. So if you get one of your 2 Dawn cards replaced with a Gold Dawn, then technically you can get up to a 4th hit. But I gotta say, every box I've opened so far has had a box topper inside, not the ones like One Piece where they hand it to you at the store. But I don't think you can get anything good, because I have never gotten what looks remotely like a hit from one of the box toppers. I don't know what the deal is. Maybe they're playable cards, and that's why. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me to give you a special insert and then always make it garbage. So, wow, and this is like titanium. Holy Moses. So, again, I hate these ones where it's a single card, because it's so easy to bend or dent when you're trying to open the package. That's probably the fanciest looking box topper I've ever gotten out of a Union Arena. And it is a starred card. I'm shocked, literally, because usually every other box topper, not just usually, every time I've gotten a box topper from Union Arena, it looks like a common card, just a plain old no frills common card. So That's looking up. At least I know you can get a rare or a starred card. Let me see what the actual rareness of this is, actually. It looks like a U. So uncommon, I'm guessing. An uncommon star, but most of the time it's like this. Literally, the box topper pops open and it's no foil. It's just a regular looking card. I will slow roll these a little bit because it is the first time I've opened Union Arena Nikke, Goddess of Victory on the channel. Now, I've seen this come up a lot, so I guess they do this because in the game, that's kind of the view you get. You have your little soldier or whatever, and then down here, further back, is the enemy that you're shooting at. So you'll see those cards pop up quite a bit, and you think, well, that's not an interesting view or artwork, but that's why they do that, I think. That's actually kind of nice artwork on that action point. Union Arena does only give you 16, I believe, packs per box, so it's not quite as many to go through as One Piece, and maybe that's why you're limited to 1 or 2 hits. And I don't know if it's 50-50, because, you know, like One Piece, half of the boxes in a case are usually 3 hitters and half are 2 hitters, so you get kind of an even split. I do not know if that's the same with Union Arena. There's that another one, is that angle, that view, like you're actually playing the game. It's kind of a shiny card, but it is just a rare. Another R, rare. Yeah, that's much easier to, I don't know, I can't think of any card game where it's easiest to open via the pull tab. I don't even know why they put them there. Some people are really good at it, but I have decided, as far as most different games go, I'm just gonna like pop it open like that. So SR, that's a cool looking card, even though it's not technically a hit. Yeah, to me that is way easier and less likely to damage a card than the pull tab. So okay. I would say the common playing cards like this in Union Arena are not that good looking. I think that's where One Piece really, got a hit. So that one's just a regular R. That is a 1-star rare, and it's one that I don't have, so that's kind of cool. But I would say One Piece has the best looking, just regular cards to play. Like, let's see if I have one here. Well, I mean, most of you know I open One Piece all the time, but I mean, that's still an SR, but I think that kind of gives you an idea. It's just without the foil. The regular cards don't have the foil, but they still look that good. They just designed a nice looking card for One Piece, which is kind of the reason I started collecting One Piece. I mean, it is my favorite anime of all time, probably. It's hard to say 100% because, as most of you know, One Piece is thousands of episodes in. Literally, I think they're coming up on 1,200 episodes in that neighborhood. And so it's hard to compare that with something that had like 1 season. So my other favorite anime is Cowboy Bebop. And they only had 26 episodes and a movie. So it's really hard to fairly compare the two. Another SR. Yeah, I mean, I'm willing to say that if you know, Cowboy Bebop went to 1,000 episodes and was able to maintain the quality that you saw in the first 26, which is not a guarantee, obviously, but anyway, if they were able to maintain that kind of consistency and that quality, then that would probably be my favorite. But anyway, I think maybe if you're a true anime fan, you gotta classify it between like multi-season and single season, or like a maybe even multi to anywhere from 1 to 2 seasons all the way up to like multi-season or something. Otherwise it gets a little unfair. Another just rare. So okay, second half, we have 1 hit so far, hoping for a second hit, which would be the max. You can only get 2 hits out of these Union Arena sets. Little side note here, I don't know if you guys checked it out, but you know, I just told you Bebop is probably my favorite anime, or if not one, number 2. So obviously I watched it on Netflix, the live action, and my first reaction was, this is terrible. Like, you guys totally effed up my favorite anime. And I did kind of warm up to it a little bit. Okay, by the time the season was over, I decided I hope they renew this for a second season, but I just didn't think of it as Cowboy Bebop. I mean, that was the trick. I'm like, the show is fine, it's just not really Bebop. So at the end, when they greenlit season 2, and then as Netflix loves to do, they changed their minds and then canceled season 2. I was a little bit bummed. I would actually like to see a second season. Hopefully they'd hit their stride a little bit better. But the reason I bring that up is because the live action One Piece, as most of you probably already know, is fantastic. They really did a good job on it. And one of the things that they did right, as opposed to the way they usually do things, is they got a lot of input from the creator, Oda. And he actually had full say, you know. He told him to do reshoots, they'd do reshoots. If he wanted to change something, they'd change something. And so I think that Netflix learned a tough lesson. And so I'm hopeful, if you haven't heard yet, they're trying to develop another anime by Watanabe, who did Cowboy Bebop. I forget his first name at the moment. Shinchiro or something like that. Anyway, the guy that created Bebop several years later did Samurai Champloo, and they are going to do, through Netflix, they're working on a Samurai Champloo live adaptation. And they have gone to Watanabe this time and said, we want you to be involved, we want you to oversee it, in a sense. So they learned a lesson, so now I am hopeful. Now, I loved Samurai Champloo, but I didn't like it as much as Bebop, so I'd really wish they'd, you know, gotten his input for Bebop, and maybe we wouldn't have this you know, situation where they're trying to claw back their reputation. But it is what it is. Coming down to the last 2 packs. Still a chance for a hit, but oop, there's the action point. The backs do look different on the action points. I don't know, but I don't think you can get a hit in an action point pack, so I think I'm toast on this pack. I think that was my second action point yet. Last pack. Actually, I should mention this because if you watched my last opening, it was a box of the OP15, and I did mention getting a video up for my Nikke Robin Demon Form statue. and the footage is just kind of a little tough to deal with right now. That's why that's not up yet, but I still plan to edit it and at least put something up. So, ooh, it's sticking a little bit. That's a good sign usually with the Bandai cards. Could mean there's texture there grabbing the card, and there was, but it's just an SR. Kind of cool artwork though. So I did get, sadly, a one-hit box, but oddly enough, I got a hit out of the box topper, which never happens. So we got 2 hits technically, even though one didn't come out of the packs, one came out of the box topper. And they both are 1-star, 1-star rarities. So I am still chasing a 2-star or a 3-star. Hopefully, I don't know if there's any IPs for Union Arena coming up that I'm interested in, so I don't know. I still might buy another box of Kenshin. That was one of my favorite animes when I was younger, and so I might buy some more Kenshin or something else. But if I do, and you guys want to see it, I'll put it up on the channel. It's kind of going to depend on how this one is received. But anyway, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.
Oh, the show's all done. That means we can finally have our tea. Farewell, friends. Have a lovely day!